Welcome to NBA Today with Malika Andrews, live from Los Angeles.
No, Keldon Johnson a second look. Wemby, full flight tripper. Whoa, you've got to be kidding me.
It was the spin move that was absolutely insane. Even the legends see it. Coming up on NBA Today, we're going to break down and dissect every detail of Wemby's otherworldly playoff debut. Plus, do the Blazers actually have a shot here? And Brian Windhorst, there's one game that you're looking at, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers and Rockets. Do the Rockets have enough personnel to counter? We discuss, and we have an update on Kevin Durant. Could Houston be getting good news on the way for Game 2? Also, we have an update on Ant-Man and the Timberwolves. Shams is here with all of the details. NBA Today starts right now. Friends, we're in it. We're here.
I'm talking about in it.
It is the best time of the season. Wendy, can you feel it?
Yes, absolutely.
He can feel it. Here's what the bracket looks like after a weekend of Game 1s. The most surprising win? Probably the Magic, right? I was in Oklahoma City. The forecast, it was a thunderstorm.
Stormy.
Yeah. OKC, the odds-on favorite to win the West, trying to become the first team to repeat since 2018. They demolished the Suns, Chennai, by 35 points. Does anyone happen to remember what they did to the Grizzlies Game 1 last season?
In fact, I do.
What? Yeah?
I think it was like 51.
It was, they kicked their butts by 51,
there it is, right
there on the screen. And then in the East, the Celtics, they're still the favorites to come out of the conference at DraftKings Sportsbook. Boston, they led the 76ers for all but 41 seconds of Sunday's Game 1. That 32-point win, by the way, the largest in a playoff opener in franchise history. And think of all the great teams that the Celtics have had. All right. Those are the blowouts, Bobby. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to what we've been waiting to see, and that's Victor Wembanyama in his postseason debut.
Extraterrestrial music on deck.
Yes, certainly. We're getting a little spooky. They arrived, though, in all black suits. These were a gift, right? A coordinated gift.
Luke Cornett.
Absolutely.
Or no, Kelly Olynyk. I've seen black when you're going to end a series, not when you're starting a series. They kind of got this backwards.
So maybe this was foreshadowing this move here from Victor, Bobby?
Oh, my goodness gracious. 7+
when
doing that.
Tim Duncan and David Robinson are impressed, then you've done something special. Wemby for the slam. Let's take another look at this one here, Chennai, that connection.
Hello, that's too easy.
And then later in the second quarter, Victor dribbles to the corner.
Not fair, again.
Hitting threes.
Shouldn't happen.
In this game, he had 21 in the first half. That's the most in a player's first half in a career, in a play-by-play era. So to the fourth we go. The Spurs up 18 here. This is really when they started to pull away. Wembanyama wills his way inside.
That's good defense. What do you want?
Great defense.
And then less than a minute later,
hand down, man down.
Get you a guy that can do both. Hits the wing triple.
Put your hand up. What are you going to do?
Next possession.
Go ahead.
Washer, dryer, spin cycle, turns his way inside out. And then 5.5 to play. The Spurs up by 12. Wemby, he was hitting threes in this game. He finished with 35 points. Here's Wemby on the atmosphere that seemed electric in San Antonio.
It's great to see this many people wear their shirts. I love the animation when they say wear your shirt. Yeah, you should absolutely wear your shirt if you're coming to the game. The first time I stepped on the court, even for warm-ups, I felt the atmosphere was different. Everybody's ready. I mean, the fans were ready. It's probably the most excited I've seen this arena.
Big day for shirts, yeah? Victor, he also became the first player in NBA history to have 35 points and 5 3-pointers in a postseason debut. By the way, the only other Spurs player with 35 and 5 in any playoff game, oh yeah, that was Mr. Kawhi Leonard in 2017. So, Chennai, how exactly did Wemby change the game from your perspective?
Let's go. Let's go. It's that time. The playoffs demand more than a breakdown. It's time to focus on those who change the game when it matters most. And in his postseason debut, Victor Wembanyama is the youngest center at 22 years old to make at least 5 threes in a playoff game. Let's break it down because he's truly a 3-level scorer, and this is why I call him a game changer. Right here, he wants to play 2-man action with De'Aaron Fox. He's top block, so he knows the option's not there. What does he do? Fox sets a brush screen, he gets to the corner, and he starts going to work. And then he hits you with the beautiful step back. Watch the feet, but focus on the hands because the release, average wrist height, 9.7 feet.
Oh my God.
On his made 3-point shots. This right here is fully a cheat code, but it does not stop there because he's also got the handle. This was the play that had me off of my couch. Behind the back, attacking downhill, one of the greatest and most mind-blowing scorers behind the back, and then finishes there through the contact. How do you guard that? But it's on both levels because it's not just offense, it's also defense here. Kamara's trying to attack him. No luck. That's an all hell no. I'm not going to shoot it. But then when you do shoot it, what happens right here? The rim is 10 feet. His reach, standing reach, exceeds that. Victor Wembanyama with a debut for the ages. No player scored when Wemby contested the shot. The sky is the limit, literally, for this guy, a true game changer.
Yeah, and he was doing it in so many different ways here. Really, it was the third quarter where they were able to create that separation, and Victor Wembanyama had his fingerprints all over this game. What did you make of this, Brian?
His confidence level right out of the gate. You know that he even said it felt different. You know, there was going to be jitters. De'Aaron Fox said he felt his teammates were jittery. 21 points in the first half. He instantly, I know he made the three-point shots, but his first few looks were inside. He played inside out, which I always think is really going to make things much easier on him. You know, a couple years ago in the gold medal game, when he played in that huge game in Paris on Saturday night, the game of his life at that point, he had 26 points. He had the first basket of the game. He was not afraid. It did not surprise me he was not afraid. And, you know, I went and looked up some of the other star players of this era and their first playoff games. His performance here applies favorably, basically, historically, and that doesn't surprise me at all.
You know what I would be concerned about if I was Portland, and it's not because of Victor or De'Aaron Fox not turning over. It's the non-Wemby minutes.
Yeah.
There was a stretch in that game where Portland came back in the third quarter and they took Victor out, I think at the 7-minute mark. He didn't come back until the 1-minute mark. San Antonio was a +8.
Right.
Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle,
Vassell was huge.
Dylan Harper, Luke Cornett on those lobs, a little bit miniature version of Victor there. That would be my concern, is that when he comes off the court, this San Antonio is a different way to look at them.
I do wonder if in Game 2 an adjustment we see is Donovan Clingan being put on Castle and putting Toumani Camara on Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, when Victor moves out of the paint,
Yeah.
Clingan really has no remedy for him. And Castle was 7 of 17 in this game. And I think as we go on, people are going to challenge Castle's jump shooting. It's just the way it's going to be. It's not even so much of an insult.
Right.
What else can they do?
But even when they pack the paint, then Victor hit 5 threes in this game, Janae.
What's interesting also as we talk about strategies, it's the physicality, right? Because I think lack thereof, at some points, he was not necessarily overtly doubled. He was not necessarily thrown off. I mean, you can only deal with what you have. If you're the Trailblazers, like, you can only deal with what you have. But Victor, I do think the offseason where he actually bulked up his body paid off. And also the IQ. Wendy, you were the first one saying when the season started, stop settling for those threes, get downhill and attack, and that's what unlocked him on the other side. And so, you know, I don't even know if there's a way to truly make a proper adjustment.
Denny Avdia was playing his first ever playoff game. He had like 10 in the first quarter, and he had 30 for the game. He played very, very well. I know the Blazers probably feel they can do better, but Denny answered the bell too. Victor was just higher.
Did you see that play where he was one-on-one with Victor and then hit him with a little physicality?
That's the way.
That's
the way Denny plays.
And that's the way that they're going to try to get someone like Victor Wembanyama off the court. But then, as Bobby pointed out, they have to be able to capitalize on those minutes. But, you know, our friend, our producer, Matt Williams, he predicted that the Trailblazers are going to come back.
I don't like that prediction.
Series.
And how many games?
There's a cup of 6, he said. There's a cup of coffee that we have bet on it. I expect to have my coffee hot. Sticking in the West here, no Luka Doncic.